The concept of disappearing, advocated by this concise wisdom, is not a call to cowardice or an escape from confronting life and its challenges. It is not a pathological introversion, nor an isolation stemming from fear or hatred of society. And it is certainly not a nihilistic withdrawal into emptiness and meaninglessness. Rather, in its most refined philosophical essence, it is a strategic, conscious, and deliberate withdrawal. It is akin to the drawing of a bow before launching the arrow powerfully toward its target. It is the concealment of the seed in the darkness of moist soil. Not death, but preparation for towering growth towards the light. It is the seclusion of the sword in the smith's fire and the silence of quenching water. Not weakness, but a process of tempering and shaping that grants it sharpness and resilience. It is the scholar secluded in their laboratory, the philosopher in their library, or the devotee in their sanctuary. Not an abandonment of the world, but a deep dive into the core of truth, work, or spirit, preparing to offer something of essential value back to that very world. Why might this purposeful disappearance become necessary, even crucial at times, in the human journey toward true winning? Because the external world, by its nature in this era, has become an intensely noisy, hyper-distracting environment, hostile to depth and deliberation. We live under a relentless bombardment of superficial information, volatile opinions, and sensory stimuli engineered to keep our minds in a state of constant alert and shallow interaction. The culture of fleeting trends and viral sensations, the obsession with likes and followers, and the pressure of perpetual digital presence all create a toxic environment for genuine inner growth. In this atmosphere, charged with external demands and social expectations, it becomes nearly impossible to listen to the inner voice, to focus on honing a skill that requires patience and mastery, to delve into a complex idea demanding quiet and careful thought, or even to confront oneself with honesty and courage, away from the masks we wear to please others. Disappearing. Here is an act of liberation from this veiled servitude. It is a courageous decision to temporarily withdraw from the arena of noise to enter the sanctuary of inner silence. In this silence, and in this purposeful solitude, things are revealed that cannot be perceived amidst the clamor. First among them is clear vision. When we distance ourselves from the external influences that cloud our judgment and color our perceptions, we begin to see things as they truly are. We see ourselves more honestly, recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and discover our genuine desires and goals, not those dictated by society or media. In the silence of seclusion, the mirror of the soul clears, reflecting truth without distortion. Second is the building of a strong inner foundation. Purposeful disappearance is an incubation period, a time for constructing and forming the true strength that comes not from without, but springs from within. It is an opportunity to acquire deep knowledge that transcends surface information, to hone essential skills demanding thousands of hours of focused practice, to build the self-discipline that underlies every great achievement, and to solidify the principles and values that will serve as an anchor in the turbulent sea of life. During this period of absence from public view, the real work on the self is done. The solid foundation is laid, upon which the structure of future success will rest. It is the stage of the larva within the chrysalis, the hidden transformation preceding the astounding flight. Third is the purification of intention and the determination of direction. In the noise of the external world, motives often become mixed and goals entangled. We might pursue success to please others, for fleeting material gain, or merely out of competition and self-assertion. Purposeful disappearance, with its solitude and silence, provides a precious opportunity to review intentions, purify them from the taints of showing off and love of prominence, and focus them on the highest purpose, on the essential goal that gives the endeavor its true worth. It also allows for strategic planning away from the pressures of the moment and hasty reactions. In the quietude of thought, vision clarifies, maps are drawn, and paths are determined with the greatest wisdom and foresight. Fourth is overcoming dependence on external validation. The constant pursuit of visibility and the need for recognition and admiration from others is a form of psychological enslavement. It makes you captive to the whims of public mood and superficial judgments. Deliberate disappearance, working in silence, is a declaration of independence from this unhealthy need for external esteem. It is an affirmation that your value is not determined by the number of followers or the volume of applause, but by the quality of your work, the depth of your character, and the sincerity of your intention. This shift in the source of validation from external to internal is a source of tremendous strength and profound liberation. But what is this win achieved through such purposeful disappearance? We must be wary here of a superficial or purely materialistic understanding of victory. The win in this philosophy is not necessarily defeating others in fierce competition, accumulating wealth and possessions, or ascending to worldly positions. These might be incidental outcomes, but they are not the essence. The true win, forged in the hiddenness of deep work and the silence of contemplation, is something deeper and more enduring. It is, firstly, victory over the self. The greatest and most important battle in human life is not against external enemies, but against one's inner desires, against laziness and procrastination, against fear and doubt, against selfishness and ego. Purposeful disappearance is the arena for this internal battle. In your seclusion, you confront your shadow, recognize your weaknesses, and learn how to discipline yourself, how to direct your energy, how to commit yourself to discipline and perseverance. Victory in this battle is the foundation for every other worthwhile victory. It is the win that makes you master of yourself, not a slave to your whims. It is, secondly, the realization of latent potential. Every human being carries within them seeds of great potential, unique talents, and abilities waiting to be discovered and cultivated. External noise and constant distraction prevent these seeds from growing. Purposeful disappearance provides the right environment, the fertile soil and clear water, for this potential to flourish. Through deep focus, diligent practice, and sincere reflection, you can reach the best possible version of yourself. Actualize your true self rather than the distorted image imposed upon you by the world. The win here is to blossom to your fullest potential, to become what you are meant to be in the deepest sense of your existence. It is, thirdly, the creation of a lasting impact. True winning is not what you take from the world, but what you give to it, what you leave behind as a positive legacy and beneficial work. Great works, ideas that change the course of history, inventions that serve humanity, art that immortalizes the human spirit. All these are often slow-cooked over a steady flame in the hiddenness of diligent work and deep thought. Disappearing is not a cessation from serving the world, but preparation to serve it better and more effectively. When you return from your purposeful absence, you do not come back empty-handed, but carry with you the fruit of your labor and the depth of your thought, something of real value you can offer as a contribution that makes you a winner in the highest sense of the word. Being a cause for goodness, benefit, or guidance. It is, fourthly, spiritual ascent and profound insight. For seekers of ultimate truth and absolute meaning, purposeful disappearance, manifested as seclusion, contemplation, and focused devotion, is an indispensable path for spiritual elevation. In the silence of detachment from the material world and in the focused orientation towards the primal source of existence, truths are unveiled, insights dawn, the spirit clarifies, and proximity to the absolute reality is achieved. The win here is the greatest victory, salvation from the prison of materialism and illusion, and attainment of a state of certainty, inner peace, and spiritual connection that is the ultimate goal. This process of disappearing is neither easy nor comfortable. It demands strict discipline to resist the temptations of visibility and immediate gratification. It requires beautiful patience to endure the loneliness of solitude at times, and to wait for the fruits to ripen without haste. It demands great courage to face the self honestly, including its dark aspects and weaknesses. It requires deep trust in the process itself, faith that hard work done in obscurity will eventually bear fruit, even if results are not immediately apparent. It is an arduous journey, akin to climbing a rugged mountain, but the view from the summit is worth all the effort. And when the time comes for reappearing after this purposeful disappearance, this emergence is entirely different. It is not an appearance seeking attention, but an emergence that asserts itself through the power of the substance that was built. The person who returns is not the same one who disappeared. They have become deeper, wiser, stronger, more authentic. Their words carry weight, their actions have impact, their presence has gravitas. They have won their inner battle, created something of value, and are ready to offer it to the world. Their appearance now is not a plea for recognition, but a natural overflowing of what filled them in their seclusion. It is like the sun, which needs not ask anyone to see it. Its light testifies to its existence. This philosophy, the philosophy of disappearing to win, finds echoes in the lives of many great and influential figures throughout history, and in the teachings of sages, philosophers, and mystics across various cultures. It is a call that transcends time and place because it addresses a fundamental human need, the need for depth, substance, and meaning, in opposition to the tyranny of superficiality, falsehood, and noise. And with its focus on inner construction, purification of intention, patience, mastery and work, and a higher purpose, it aligns perfectly with the supreme principles advocated by Islam, which hold that a person's true value lies in their essence, actions, and piety, taqwa, not in their outward appearance or the amount of noise they make. It is an invitation for a person to be like a towering palm tree, its roots struck deep into the earth in silence, while its high and abundant fruit benefits people. So, if you ever feel the world's noise swallowing you, that your quest for visibility is draining you to no avail, that you are losing touch with your true core, remember this image and this seemingly paradoxical call: disappear to win. Give yourself the gift of purposeful absence. Withdraw into your inner silence. Begin the journey of building, refining, and purifying. Confront yourself, learn, work with mastery, plan wisely, elevate your aspirations, and make your intentions sincere. And when you will return stronger, deeper, more impactful. You will have achieved the true victory, the victory measured not by the roar of applause, but by the echo of lasting impact, the testimony of a quiet conscience, and the contentment of the one who knows the secret in what is hidden. This is the alchemy of the spirit, transforming absence into a stronger presence, silence into a more eloquent word, and solitude into an invincible strength. And that is the victory that endures.